Yo, what is up, my dudes? I'm back with another video. This time, I'm going to be doing chapter 2 of my Mechanized World, of my, A Mechanized World fanfic. Starting chapter 2 off, it's Westcott's scene right at this moment is where he had asked his new servant, who I'll get into later, to have him or to have her take care of Shido. And of course, she says, "Yes, master, I'll squash out his, I'll slice him into nothing, basically." And then her purple hair could be seen, with, only because the shadow was actually hiding who it actually was. So only her purple hair could be seen at that point. Going back to Shido's point of view, he actually enters a factory. He actually enters a factory, and they actually make robots in this factory. But I mean that's not really important. The important thing and the really interesting thing is the boss fight with this new subordinate from Westcott, basically. Eventually getting to another spacious area inside the factory was the boss fight against this new subordinate. And this new subordinate actually began to talk to Shido and actually say that she's actually under, that she serves Westcott and all that. And finally the veil is removed, showing that it was Tohka, basically. She was also mechanized, and just like Kurumi's dress, her dress was also mechanized as well, with some armor on it, and her eyes actually had an orange glint to them, showing that she was under some sort of spell from someone else, which I will not spoil who that antagonist is yet, because that is only in like chapter 4 or 5 that is actually revealed who that antagonist is. But eventually starting the next boss fight against Robo Tohka, the health bar from Kirby and the Forgotten Land starts again, and Tohka actually starts by actually slashing Shido, basically. He actually dodges the attack and actually tries to attack Tohka with his sword. Of course, having a sword of her own, she was like, that's not really gonna work, and blocks the attack, actually damaging Shido a little bit, which actually is insane that she was actually able to damage Shido a little bit. But he eventually uses his other more powerful technique, able to actually deal some damage to actually finally damage Robo Tohka and everything, and eventually knocking her into half HP, which actually signifies the next phase of the actual boss. And similar to Nibelcole, this is where her attacks actually get really interesting, as she actually clones herself, similar to what Reclusa can actually do, which is ironic, because that is one of my favorite Mario and Luigi. It's one of my favorite final bosses of all time, which is insane. But and she actually can clone herself, actually charging towards Shido, and he actually has to slash the clones to make them disappear, to actually reveal the actual real one, and actually deal more damage to actually to damage Robo Tohka again, and eventually dealing enough damage. She is like, okay, screw this, I'm actually going to end this once and for all. Similar to Nibicle's final phase, where they actually charge towards each other, actually. And this is a humongous reference to the fight from Power Rangers Megaforce with Creepox, mind you. This is the final attack, similar to that actual fight from Power Rangers Megaforce, as I actually made a huge reference to Creepox's actual final attack with Troy, and actually had both of them actually damage each other, waiting to see who would actually fall and actually lose. And similar to Power Rangers Megaforce, the good guys win. Shido actually was the one who actually dealt the final blow. And hilariously enough, I made another huge reference to that actual Creepox actual fight by having her actually say something similar to what Creepox says before he actually explodes and actually eventually actually grows into his giant form. Basically, it was similar to what were her words again? Oh yeah, you may have bested me, but this world belongs to Westcott. And that is something similar to what Creepox says by actually saying, no, you may have actually bested me, but this world belongs to the insectoids. It's literally really, really similar to what Creepox actually says, so I actually threw that in there for her actually final say. And long story short, she actually does a death animation, which I didn't really do for Nibicle's actual Nibicle's actually fight, because I actually just didn't really think to. But I did the actually Kirby and the Kirby Triple Deluxe Sectonia actually death animation for Tohka. Actually, of course, after she actually does the animation, she's just fine. Basically, she's fine. In this mysterious presence, each other person's control actually deactivates, actually freeing Tohka, actually, and she actually goes into a backstory about how she was actually in the DEM, or actually fighting some of the robots, and actually was actually ambushed by a girl with actual blonde hair, which, if you've seen the series, it's obvious who it is. It's Ellen, basically, and she had actually made her into a robot, but she wasn't really the one controlling her. That is someone else altogether who actually started to actually control her and actually turn her against Shido. But who is this mysterious antagonist? You will have to wait and see. No, it's not Westcott, and no, it's not Ellen. It is someone else completely. It's someone else completely. But I will not go into that yet, because that would be a huge spoiler, and some of you guys might not want to hear who that is until it's actually time to actually hear who it is. And so going back to Westcott, he gets word that Robo Tohka was defeated, and of course, he has another minion who I will not reveal until next chapter, but she has snow white hair and was actually clenching her teeth in anger upon Robo Tohka's defeat. And if you've seen the series, you know who it is. I will not be going into detail who that is until next chapter, though, because I didn't really review who it was yet, so I will not go into detail on who that is. You'll just have to wait till chapter 3 to find out. Unless you've already really watched the series, it's obvious who it is. But that is going to be it. I hope you enjoyed this chapter 2. I don't normally do more videos in one day, but I thought, well, I might as well just get this out of the way and actually do that. So I might do chapter 3 tomorrow. I might do it on Sunday. I don't know. We will have to see. But until next time, peace out, guys.